This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
Where we want to educate you about our market, empower you to make wise decisions, and help you engage with our expert contributors. Inspections versus appraisal. Now, whenever someone's buying a home, there are two different people that go into the home on their behalf. One, there are a number of people. Of course, the agent's with them, but an inspector goes in and does what's called a home inspection. We call this a home inspection here. And that inspector is going to be in the home for several hours usually. And that inspector is going to look at all kinds of system issues. He's going to look to see if there's any problems with plumbing, the HVAC system, the electrical. He's going to look at the roof. He's going to look at the trusses in the attic. He's going to check out the appliances in the property and make sure that they're all working properly and discover and make a report to the buyer about what, if anything, is wrong with the property. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think I've ever seen an inspection report come back absolutely clean. Never in my career have I seen one come back absolutely clean. I've seen some really, really good ones come back with very, very little. But inspectors always find something. And it's not because there's any neglect on the part of the seller. It's just things, we get blinders when we live in a home for so many years. You don't think about things. Oh, yeah, that's the way. I always jiggle that handle when I turn on the stove and it works fine. Well, the inspector's not going to jiggle the handle. He's just going to turn the handle. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And that's the way he's going to report it. But the inspection comes back to the buyer, and then the buyer reviews that inspection with their agent. And then they collectively decide, the buyer decides what, if anything, they want the seller to repair before they decide to move forward with the deal. Now, the deal is subject, the way we do our contracts here, is subject to the buyer signing off on this and saying, yes, you know what, I've seen the report, I'm okay with it, or I've seen the report, and I want the seller to fix these three things before I'm willing to proceed. That has to be done in a timely manner. You can't just wait to the last minute to do that. There are timelines within the contract. The next part is the appraisal. Now, the appraisal is different. The appraiser is usually in the house. If the appraiser's there for 20 minutes, that's a long time. They're not there that long. They're there to double-check measurements to make sure that there's no major safety issues. They might check on some very specific things. Like appraisers these days all check our hot water heaters to see to it that we have earthquake straps. And that's a county code now. So if you don't have earthquake straps on your hot water heater, the appraiser is going to hold up the deal until they're put on. So if you're a seller in this market right now, and you know you're on the market and you know you don't have earthquake straps, go get them, put them on, because otherwise it's going to delay the deal. The appraiser's going to say, hey, you don't have earthquake straps, you got to get them on. And now, not only do you have to get them on, but the appraiser's got to come back and verify that you've got earthquake straps. And so it costs more money. The appraiser doesn't come back on a second visit. That your second visit isn't free. And so the buyer's going to be a little upset. Gee, I got to pay for another visit for the appraiser, and they're going to fuss with the seller and make the seller pay, and it becomes a problem. So I wanted to talk about this because it is confusing to buyers. Gee, we just had the inspection. Why is this guy here? Why do I need that? Well, the appraisal goes into the home. He's going there to establish value. Now, an appraiser gives you a professional opinion, but it's just an opinion. But it's a professional opinion based on facts, hopefully. And appraisers come in, and they're going to try to validate the price. Now, it's not their objective to validate the price. It's their objective to come up with what they think is the appropriate value of the home. Hopefully, that's at least the purchase price. Hopefully, it matches or exceeds the purchase price so the deal can proceed. If it doesn't, in other words, if you say you sold the house for $10,000 and the appraisal comes in at $9,000, we got a problem because now the buyer will only get financing as a percentage of $9,000. Okay, so if the buyer's coming in with 20% down and the bank's only going to loan 80% of that, they're only going to loan them $7,200 on that $9,000, and now the buyer's got to come up with that additional $1,000 to make up the difference. I use these numbers just by example, but it's important to understand that appraisals are very important to the buyer and the seller subsequently, because if the property doesn't appraise, the seller may have to reduce in order for the deal to proceed.
This has been Las Vegas Real Estate Now. Thanks for listening, and remember to tune in every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. on 101.5 FM, 720 a.m. KDAWN.